My friends, let's step into a truth that is both spiritual and scientific. You are entangled with the energy of those you surround yourself with. Quantum physics reveals a fascinating phenomenon: entanglement. When two particles become entangled, no matter how far apart they are, their states remain connected. If one shifts, the other shifts instantly. Now imagine this: you are not just flesh and bone, you are energy, frequency, vibration. And the people around you, your friends, your circle, your environment, they are particles in your quantum field. When you are surrounded by people who think big, act boldly, and believe deeply, their frequency entangles with yours. You begin to resonate at higher levels of energy. You start thinking beyond limitation, beyond fear, beyond doubt. Their victories awaken your own potential because your energy fields are no longer separated. They are influencing one another. But the opposite is also true. When you stay in the presence of complainers, doubters, or those who are addicted to mediocrity, their low vibration entangles with yours. Without even realizing it, you start shrinking your dreams to fit their fears. You start dimming your light so it doesn't outshine their comfort zone. Here's the key: energy is contagious, and you get to choose what you catch. So ask yourself, who are you entangled with? Are they pulling you toward expansion, or are they pulling you back into contraction? Are they speaking life into your vision, or are they draining it with doubt? Spiritual wisdom tells us iron sharpens iron. Quantum science shows us that coherent energy aligns with coherent energy. Both paths point to the same conclusion. If you want to rise higher, surround yourself with those who are already rising. When you immerse yourself in the field of winners, achievers, and visionaries, something miraculous happens. You begin to synchronize with their rhythm. Their certainty dissolves your hesitation. Their passion awakens your fire. Their courage unlocks your own. So today, make a conscious decision to upgrade your environment. Protect your energy as fiercely as you would protect your life, because in truth, they are the same thing. Create a circle where your highest self feels at home, not a cage where your potential is suffocated. Entangle yourself with greatness. Align yourself with possibility, and watch as your own life begins to unfold in ways you once thought impossible. Because in the quantum field of energy, the company you keep is not just influence, it is destiny. Quantum entanglement as a life principle. In the mysterious world of quantum physics, there exists a phenomenon that seems almost magical: entanglement. When two particles interact, they become connected in such a profound way that even if you separate them by great distances, their states remain linked. If one particle shifts, the other instantly reflects that change. Scientists still marvel at this truth, calling it spooky action at a distance. Now, imagine that this principle does not just apply to subatomic particles. It applies to you, to me, to every human being on this planet. Because at your core, you are not just matter, you are energy, you are frequency, vibration, and consciousness wrapped in physical form. And the people you spend time with, they are fields of energy too. When you interact deeply with others, through thoughts, emotions, and shared experiences, you become entangled with their energy field. This means their state influences your state, and your state influences theirs. It's not just influence at the level of psychology or habits. It is resonance at the level of vibration. Think about the moments when you have walked into a room full of laughter and joy. Without anyone speaking directly to you, you begin to feel lighter, uplifted, and more open. That is entanglement at work. The energy of the group synchronizes with your own, and your inner state begins to reflect the collective field. Now think about the opposite: stepping into an environment heavy with negativity, gossip, or fear. Even if you woke up feeling strong and inspired, within minutes your energy begins to dim. Your optimism feels harder to access. Your thoughts become clouded. Why? Because you have entangled with a field that is incoherent, disordered, and vibrating at a lower frequency. This is not coincidence. It is quantum law. Energy fields influence one another, and the stronger, more dominant field tends to pull the weaker one into coherence with it. That's why surrounding yourself with the right people is not just a nice piece of advice. It is a spiritual and scientific necessity. When you entangle with people of vision, passion, and courage, your energy naturally rises to meet theirs. You begin to think bigger, to dream wider, and to act with more certainty. Their belief activates your belief. Their coherence strengthens your coherence. Just like particles locked in entanglement, your life begins to mirror the frequency of the company you keep. And this is the essence of conscious living, choosing your entanglements wisely. Too many people unknowingly entangle with doubt, fear, or mediocrity because they stay in environments that do not nurture their potential. They give away their energy without realizing the cost. But you have the power to choose. You can align yourself with individuals who awaken your spirit instead of suppressing it, who push you toward expansion instead of contraction. Quantum entanglement teaches us this profound truth: separation is an illusion. Your energy is always being influenced by and influencing the field around you. That means your destiny is not shaped in isolation. It is shaped in connection. So the question becomes, who are you entangled with right now? Are they reflecting the highest version of you, or are they echoing your fears? Are they aligning you with abundance, possibility, and growth, or are they binding you to scarcity, doubt, and stagnation? The answer matters, because in the quantum field of energy, the people you entangle with are not just part of your life. They are part of your becoming. Choose wisely, and your energy will expand. Entangle with winners, and your destiny will unfold in ways you never thought possible. Energy is contagious. Every one of us is constantly broadcasting energy through our thoughts, emotions, words, and presence. We may not see it with our physical eyes, but science and spirituality both affirm this truth. You are a transmitter and a receiver of vibration. You radiate frequency into the field around you, and at the same time you absorb the frequency of others. This means that your internal state is never just yours. It is part of a collective exchange. Joy spreads, fear spreads, confidence spreads, doubt spreads. Energy is not confined inside your body. It ripples outward, influencing everyone you meet. And in the same way, their energy ripples into you. Think about the last time you were around someone full of life and excitement. Without them even trying, you found yourself smiling, laughing, and feeling more hopeful. Their energy lifted you. Now, think about the opposite. Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling drained, heavy, or discouraged, even though nothing was wrong with your own day? That is the power of entangled energy fields. Someone else's state became your state. This is why energy is so contagious. Just like a virus spreads silently through contact, energy spreads silently through connection. You cannot escape its influence, but you can choose its source. When you consistently surround yourself with individuals who radiate positivity, ambition, and resilience, their energy starts to reprogram yours. Your brain begins to mirror their patterns, and your nervous system begins to align with their coherence. Over time, this becomes your new baseline state. You start waking up with more optimism, making choices with more confidence, and acting with more courage, simply because you are living in an energy field where those states are normal. But the same principle works in reverse. If your environment is filled with negativity, complaining, or small thinking, you slowly begin to mirror that. Your dreams shrink. Your voice quiets. Your light dims. You may not even notice it happening at first. It's subtle. But the contagion of energy is always at work. Here's the key: energy is stronger than words. Someone can say, "I believe in you," but if they carry doubt in their vibration, you will feel it. Someone can speak hope, but if they're living in fear, their true energy will influence you more than their language. The subconscious mind is more attuned to vibration than to meaning. This is why it is so vital to protect your energy field. It is not about being unkind, judgmental, or dismissive of people. It is about being intentional with your entanglements. You must treat your energy as sacred, because it is. You must recognize that every interaction leaves an imprint on your frequency. Imagine yourself as a tuning fork. If you strike one fork vibrating at a certain note and place another fork nearby, the second fork will begin vibrating at the same frequency. That's resonance. That's what happens in every conversation, every friendship, every environment. The question is, what frequency do you want to resonate with? If you want to live in abundance, align with abundant people. If you want to think big, entangle with big thinkers. If you want to radiate peace, spend time with people whose hearts are calm and centered. Their frequency will tune yours until it becomes your natural state. Because energy is contagious, your destiny depends on your circle. Every day, you are either catching the vibration of growth or the vibration of limitation. And the beautiful thing is, you get to choose what you catch. So, guard your energy. Seek out the contagious joy, the contagious courage, the contagious faith. Surround yourself with it until it becomes who you are. Then watch as your life transforms, not by struggle, but by resonance. The power of environment, one of the most overlooked truths in personal growth is this: your environment is more powerful than your willpower. You can have the strongest intentions, the clearest goals, and the deepest affirmations, but if your environment does not support them, your energy will constantly be pulled back into old patterns. Why is this? Because environment is not just physical, it is energetic. The spaces you live in, the people you surround yourself with, the conversations you entertain, and even the media you consume, all create an energetic field that either empowers or weakens you. Think about a seed. A seed holds infinite potential, the potential to grow into a mighty tree. But if you place it in poor soil, with no sunlight and no water, it will never reach that potential. Was the seed defective? No. The environment was. The same principle applies to you. You are a seed of infinite possibilities, but your growth depends on the field you're planted in. When your environment is filled with inspiration, encouragement, and possibility, it nourishes your energy. It reminds you daily of who you are becoming, not who you used to be. It pulls you forward instead of pulling you back. But when your environment is heavy with doubt, fear, or limitation, it starves your potential. It keeps you repeating old cycles because the frequency of the environment is stronger than your temporary motivation. This is why changing your environment is often the first step to changing your life. If you want to think differently, don't just rely on forcing new thoughts. Immerse yourself in places and people where those thoughts are natural. If you want to feel more abundance, place yourself in environments where abundance is the dominant vibration. If you want to expand spiritually, surround yourself with people who live in alignment, presence, and higher consciousness. Quantum physics shows us that we are not isolated beings. We are fields of energy constantly interacting with the larger field around us. That means your environment is not passive. It is actively shaping your state of being. And here's the key: the stronger field always influences the weaker one. This is why one toxic environment can undo weeks of personal growth, and one empowering environment can create breakthroughs overnight. Ask yourself, what does your current environment communicate to your energy every day? Does it say, rise higher? Or does it say, stay the same? Does it remind you of your greatness? Or does it keep you tied to your limitations? This doesn't just apply to people. Look around your physical space, your home, your workspace, your daily surroundings. Are they cluttered or clear? Are they filled with things that uplift you or things that drain you? Because everything carries energy, and your environment is constantly signals into your subconscious mind. The truth is, your energy cannot fully thrive in an environment that is misaligned with your vision. You can force progress for a while, but eventually the field will pull you back. To sustain transformation, your environment must match your intentions. So here's the invitation: design your environment with intention. Be bold enough to release what no longer serves you, whether it's a toxic relationship, a draining habit, or a space that keeps you small. Then cultivate environments that amplify your light. Create circles of friends who dream big, Fill your mind with teachings that expand your consciousness. Build spaces that feel like a reflection of the future you are stepping into. Because the power of environment is undeniable. You don't rise to the level of your intentions. You rise to the level of your environment. Plant yourself in fertile ground, and your potential will not just survive, it will flourish. Conscious choice of connections, one of the most powerful decisions you will ever make, is not about your career, your finances, or even your goals. It is about the people you choose to connect with. Why? Because every relationship is an energetic exchange. Every connection shapes your field. And over time, those connections either elevate you into the highest version of yourself or pull you back into a smaller version of who you once were. Think of it this way. Every human being is like a frequency tower, constantly broadcasting energy into the world. When you interact with someone, whether through conversation, shared time, or even emotional focus, you begin to tune into their frequency. Their beliefs, attitudes, and emotional states start to influence yours. And here's the secret. It doesn't happen at the level of words. It happens at the level of energy. This is why some people drain you without saying a negative word, while others inspire you before they even speak. Your nervous system feels the truth long before your mind rationalizes it. The danger is that many people drift through life unconsciously entangling with anyone who comes into their space. They allow family, friends, co-workers, or even social media voices to pour into their energy field without discernment. But what happens when you do this? You inherit their limitations. You absorb their fears. You carry their doubts as if they were your own. This is why conscious choice is so vital. Just like you wouldn't eat spoiled food or drink polluted water, you should not casually allow every energy into your field. What you feed your energy with is just as important as what you feed your body with. To choose connections consciously is to ask yourself with every relationship, does this person reflect where I am going, or do they keep me tied to where I've been? Do they believe in my potential, or do they reinforce my limitations? Do I feel expanded after being with them, or do I feel smaller, dimmer, less alive? Now, this doesn't mean we cut off the whole world. Conscious choice is not about arrogance or superiority. It is about alignment. It's about creating a circle where your highest self feels safe to emerge rather than suppressed. It's about surrounding yourself with people who challenge you to grow, not people who are threatened by your growth. Quantum science reveals that coherent energy pulls incoherent energy into alignment. When you are in the presence of individuals who live in clarity, love, and higher vibration, your own energy begins to harmonize with theirs. It's not effort, it's resonance. And over time, those connections begin to rewire your identity. This is why one powerful friendship can accelerate your transformation more than years of struggle on your own. Because connection is the catalyst for evolution. But the reverse is also true. If you remain in connections where fear, gossip, or doubt dominate, no matter how hard you work on yourself, the field will pull you back. That's not weakness. It's simply the law of resonance. So the question becomes, are you choosing your connections, or are they choosing you? Are you intentional about who you entangle with, or are you unconsciously absorbing whatever frequency surrounds you? Make it a daily practice to evaluate your circle. Protect your energy as fiercely as you protect your dreams. Seek out those who see the greatness in you before you fully see it in yourself. Align with those whose very presence calls forth your highest potential. Because in the end, your connections are not just relationships. They are mirrors of your future. Choose consciously, and you will discover that the right people don't just change your life. They change your destiny. Winners activate your potential inside. Every human being exists a reservoir of untapped potential, dreams not yet pursued, talents not yet expressed, and strength not yet revealed. Most people never access this hidden greatness, not because it doesn't exist, but because it is dormant. And just like a spark needs oxygen to become a flame, your potential needs the right environment, the right energy, and the right people to awaken it. This is where the power of surrounding yourself with winners becomes undeniable. Winners are not defined merely by titles, money, or achievements. Winners are people who carry a vibration of possibility, who live with vision, who rise when life knocks them down, and who embody resilience in the face of obstacles. When you align with such people, something extraordinary happens. Your own dormant potential begins to stir. It's not just psychological, it's energetic. Quantum physics teaches us that when two fields of energy interact, the stronger field influences the weaker one. In the same way, when you entangle with individuals who radiate belief, drive, and clarity, their energy begins to pull yours into alignment with those qualities. Their courage activates your courage. Their faith awakens your faith. Their fire lights your own flame. Think back to moments in your life when someone believed in you more than you believed in yourself. Maybe it was a mentor, a coach, a friend, or even a stranger. Their words, their presence, their conviction gave you the strength to take a step you never thought possible. That's not coincidence. That's activation. Winners carry an energy that awakens the winner within you. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who settle for less, who constantly speak doubt, or who resist growth, your potential stays buried. Not because you lack ability, but because you are entangled with energy that keeps you small. Potential cannot fully express itself in an environment that denies it. Winners are different. They see possibility where others see limitation. They see growth where others see failure. They see the future while others remain stuck in the past. And when you are in their presence, you cannot help but start seeing yourself differently. Their vision expands your vision. Their determination strengthens your will. Spiritually, this is the principle of iron sharpening iron. Energetically, it is coherence aligning coherence. Practically, it is simply the fact that winners normalize a higher standard of living. And when you live around a higher standard long enough, it becomes your own. This is why mentorship, mastermind groups, and supportive communities are so powerful. They create a field where greatness is not the exception, but the expectation. In that field, your excuses dissolve, your fears lose their grip, and your highest self begins to emerge naturally. Ask yourself, who are the winners in your life? Who are the people whose very presence makes you want to aim higher, think bigger, and act bolder? And more importantly, how much time are you spending with them compared to those who drain your vision? The truth is, you don't have to do it all alone. Greatness was never meant to be a solitary journey. Just as a fire burns brighter when logs are placed together, your potential burns brighter when you surround yourself with others who are already lit with passion and purpose. So, seek out the winners. Align with them, learn from them, celebrate with them. Let their frequency awaken your own. And remember this, every great achiever began as someone with potential, but it was the right people, the right connections, and the right energy that brought it to life. When you surround yourself with winners, you don't just change your circle, you change yourself. And when you change yourself, you change your destiny. Destiny shaped by relationships. Your destiny is not written in isolation. It is written through the people you walk with, the voices you listen to, and the energy you allow into your life. Every relationship is a bridge to your higher self or to your lower self, to your future or to your past, to expansion or to contraction. That means your relationships are not just social connections, they are destiny shapers. Quantum physics reveals that particles do not exist independently. They exist in relationship to other particles, constantly exchanging energy and information. Likewise, your life is not unfolding alone. It is deeply influenced by the fields of energy you entangle with. The people around you are not neutral. They are either amplifying your vibration or lowering it. They are either pulling you toward the life you are meant to live or keeping you tied to the life you're trying to leave behind. Think about it, how many dreams were abandoned, not because someone lacked ability, but because they were surrounded by people who didn't believe in them. How many visions died? Not because they weren't possible, but because the environment didn't support them. On the other hand, how many lives were transformed because one relationship spoke life, belief, and courage into someone's heart? This is the power of connection. It writes the story of your future. Your destiny is shaped by conversations, by the people you share your ideas with, by the ones who say, that's impossible, and the ones who say, go for it. I believe in you. Every word you hear imprints itself on your subconscious. Every interaction adds or subtracts from your faith. Over time, those small imprints compound and they shape the trajectory of your life. This is why you must be intentional. Relationships are not something to drift into. They are something to choose with discernment. The truth is, your energy is too precious, your purpose too important, and your destiny too great to waste entangled with people who keep you small. Spiritually, we are told to walk with the wise and become wise. Energetically, coherence attracts coherence. Both truths reveal the same laws. If you want to rise, walk with those who are rising. If you want to live in abundance, align with those who believe in abundance. If you want to fulfill your destiny, entangle with those who are already walking in theirs. This doesn't mean you cut people off with judgment or live in isolation. It means you honor your path enough to protect your energy. It means you choose to build relationships that call forth your greatness instead of ones that reinforce your fear. It means you surround yourself with people who see the version of you that you are becoming, not just the version of you that you used to be. Look around your life right now. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Who are the voices you hear the most? Who are the energy fields you consistently entangle with? Because they are shaping your vibration, and your vibration is shaping your destiny. Your destiny is not a matter of chance, it is a matter of alignment. And the most powerful alignment you can create is with people who are living in faith, vision, courage, and love. So choose your relationships as if your future depends on it, because it does. Entangle with people who make you forget your excuses and remember your purpose. Build connections that awaken your spirit, not those that numb it. Surround yourself with greatness until it becomes your natural state. Because at the end of the day, your destiny is not just about where you are going. It is about who you are going with. And when you walk with winners, when you align with visionaries, when you entangle with energy that lifts you higher, your destiny cannot help but expand.